Hey, Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2022 and welcome to the Dawn Newton podcast. I am your host, Dawn Newton. I was going to do a show today. I was going to prepare a best of 2021, the best interviews that I found inspiring, empowering, funny, those real life conversations for the past year, which is something that I typically do. And I was going back to January and working my way through the months. And what I found myself doing more than listening and looking at the interviews is I found myself actually reflecting on my own life and what last year was like for me, what was going on in January and February. And it was a lot last year. The more I thought about it and kind of got away from my interviews, and I went and pulled out my journal and I reviewed what I had written throughout the year. And just a side note on journaling, for me, journaling is a form of self-care. It's where I release thoughts and I write down goals and my frustrations and celebrations and, those experiences, all that life stuff. There's no rules to journaling. You make it what you want. You can write down your favorite lottery numbers. It doesn't matter what it's your journal and you get to write what you want in it. I had attempted journaling in the past and I overthought that whole process. I remember people would say, or it's encouraged, you should journal. Have you thought about journaling? And it's like, well, is there a right or wrong way to do it? I just remember when I was a kid, the Dear Diary thing. And I'd start it in January because you'd get a diary for Christmas and, I'm going to write in it every day. Well, that never happened. What I found myself doing is I would start in January and then not come back to it till June. And then here's all these empty dated pages between January and June. And I felt like the ultimate failure. So note to self, if you do purchase a journal, buy one the pages are not dated so that way you have control over that. Yes, I could have gone back and now I know to do that, just to cross out those dates and make them my dates, whatever dates they are, because there are going to be times where you will write in your journal one day and you may not come back to it for another month. It just depends on what's going on in your life and where you're at. And it's okay. That's something to journal about too, is like, why haven't I written here? Hey, here's what's been going on these past few months. And it just kind of keeps you grounded and it keeps you focused and present and realizing that maybe those couple months that you haven't written in your journal, well, what have you been doing to take care of yourself? Has life gotten so crazy, which it does? That's the thing about life is that it's going to throw you curveballs and it will knock you to your knees, but you will get back up. You have to get back up. There's people that love you, that need you, that are there to support you, that you inspire and you empower. So yes, we're going to continue to get knocked down. We're going to get those curveballs, but you know what? You get back up. You never give up. You do not have a right to ever give up on yourself. When I review those dates and I review what was going on in my life, I learn a lot. I learn about myself. I learn how I handle those situations. I learn how far I've come, the achievements. I learn about some moments that really maybe weren't all that great. Maybe it wasn't my best moment. You get to reflect on that and say, well, what could I have done differently? So that the next time that you are in a situation similar to one that wasn't your best moment, you get an opportunity to redo that. You get an opportunity to make a different choice. And that's what life is all about. It's about choices. So last year was a heck of a year. Our mom passed the end of June. And leading up to that, there was chunks of those months and those days and weeks that were really, really hard. And there was also days and weeks that were pretty amazing, that were great. That were fun and happy, but it was a lot. So during that time, I worked really hard on trying to take care of myself and try to stay grounded and stay present. Meaning, I was working hard to take care of my business, making sure that my clients were taken care of. I continued to record my podcast, try to be there and be supportive and take care of my family. And then of course, take care of myself. And like I said, I worked really hard to try to maintain that. And I have to say, I did not go it alone. I had support of my family, of the staff, the hospice staff that were taking care of my mom, the staff at her care facility, my counselor, friends. And that's something I want to make sure I note is that I did have a lot of support. But I also want to note that I was presented with a lot of challenges, whether it was in the form of individuals, situations surrounding our mom, that my response or the way I responded to them, I was really proud of. But at the same time, it would not have been unreasonable for me to respond in a different way, but I chose not to. And I was really proud of that. And I don't have any regrets about it. So looking at that, when I look at all these things that have happened, the lessons that were provided to me and how I chose to move through them, how I chose to respond to them, I'm just proud of how I showed up in 2021. So with all that said, my encouragement to you and what I would advocate for you is to consider adding journaling to your New Year's resolutions. Just start doing that. Whether it's on a napkin, piece of paper, a spiral notebook, or go buy yourself a really cool journal at the bookstore or wherever it is you go, just start writing things down. Perfect opportunity to start this is with our New Year's resolution. Start writing those down. What you want more of in your life, what you want less of. Where do you want to be in 5 years and 10 years? Are you on your way to getting there? Write down your lottery numbers. Whatever it is, just start writing it down. And maybe you're already doing it. And if you are already doing it, I would encourage you to go and review the past year. Maybe even go back further and see how far you've come and what you've overcome and how you've supported other people. Just looking at yourself, the review. And the thing is about this review piece is we do it every day. It's a part of our everyday life. I don't know if you realize that. In business, in your work, if you work in sales or production or anything like that, it doesn't matter what it is. You look at your numbers. How did we do last year? Did we meet our quota? Did we make our sales goal? Did we get the new clients we were after? The annual performance review. When your boss says it's time for your review, I'd like you to write down the things that you accomplished last year. What did you bring to the table? How did you grow? How do you want to grow more in this company? All of that. And you sit down and you review all of those things and how you want to move forward. And then there's sports. We're always reviewing the film, right? We're reviewing that instant replay. The games, the practices are constantly being reviewed. What went well, what didn't go well, what changes need to be made, and how do we go about making them? When you apply that to yourself, do the same thing. That's what this is all about. And on those areas that need work, commit to yourself. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to do the work. Whatever that work is for you, just do it. Whatever is in your way of living the life you want, promise yourself you'll do the work to flip that mindset around. Believe that you're worthy of living the life you've dreamed of. And you don't have to go it alone. There are so many resources available to us. That's one benefit, positive benefit of social media, of the internet, is that if you're looking for someone to give motivation, you want to find that story of people that have overcome challenges. It's all there. If you want to hire a professional to assist you, do that. I will always advocate for any type of assistance when it comes to your mental and emotional health. A lot of times we do find that we feel like we're the only ones that are experiencing these situations, and you're not. You're never alone. It feels like it sometimes, but you're not. Being willing to be your biggest advocate, to be your biggest fan, be willing to take it on, to peel back your own layers. It sounds sometimes so heavy. Be curious about who you are. Be curious about the life that you want to live and how do you want to get there. You're worthy of everything that you want to do. Your dreams, you are worthy of every single one of them. We're a work in progress. We are never done learning, and life is one big crazy adventure. I can tell you that, but be excited about your life. Use this time, use this enthusiasm, this excitement, this motivation that you're feeling right now with this New Year's. Write that down. Write down how you're feeling and how you're so excited about these changes that you want to make, because you may write that down today and maybe not revisit your journal for a couple weeks or maybe even a month, and then come back to that day and look at what you wrote, because life might show up. Life might kick you around a little bit and you haven't had time to do the journaling. You might not have time to take a breath or eat a sandwich, but you come back to that time. It won't take long to get that feeling back and get yourself going again. Like I said, life is going to throw us curveballs. And at times it's going to knock us to our knees, but you're going to get up and you're going to keep going. While making resolutions are great, just keep doing them. Keep doing those goals. And if you think about it, we do these same resolutions throughout the year. Every Monday, I'm going to go on that diet. Before summer, we're going to get ready for the vacation, for the reunion, for 4th of July, for the wedding, for whatever it is. And like I said, some of us, these resolutions that we make today, the new year, we make them every Monday. Every Monday you come around, it's the same one. And there's nothing wrong with that. Those are goals. Those are intentions. Stay focused on them. They're healthy to do. All that stuff is important. So again, I would really encourage you to add journaling to that resolution list of yours. I promise you will learn so much about yourself. Start today, just write whatever comes to you. Like I said, your hopes, your dreams, vent your frustrations, the celebrations, celebrate you. Like I said, we do not do enough of that. Write down inspirational quotes, things that you've read, people that you want to learn more about, experiences that you want to have. Like I said, write down your favorite lottery numbers, draw pictures. It doesn't matter what you write. There are no rules to journaling. It's your journal. You make it what you want. So please consider adding journaling to your New Year's resolution. Just give it a shot. Just give it 3 months, January to March. See how it goes. Write down your thoughts, your dreams, your aspirations, your frustrations, anything and everything that you want. And at the end of March, reflect. Go back and reread what you wrote. I guarantee you, you're going to start learning more and more about yourself. When you talk about knowing yourself, being your authentic self, knowing who you are, this, I guarantee you, is going to start you on that path. And you're going to understand who you are, what makes yourself tick, what you do and don't want in your life, and make sure that you celebrate you. Okay, well, that does it for me. That's all I got for today's episode of the Dawn Newton podcast. I want to wish you all a very, very happy new year. Make 22 the best year yet and build on that for all the years to come. Life is an adventure. It's an amazing ride. Be curious about yourself. Celebrate you. I'm going to raise my glass. Cheers to you and Happy New Year.